The Honsniks, Slavic Vikings of the Baltic. When we think of Vikings, images of Norse warriors sailing dragon-headed longships come to mind. However, the Baltic Sea in the early medieval period was also home to another group of seafaring warriors, the Honsniks, often referred to as the Slavic Vikings. These West Slavic tribes, primarily from the southern Baltic coast, were formidable raiders, traders, and navigators who left a significant mark on the history of Northern Europe. This film explores the origins, culture, and legacy of the Honsniks, shedding light on their role as the Slavic counterparts to the Norse Vikings. Origins of the Honsniks. The term Honsniks derives from the Old Slavic word honza, meaning ambush or raid, reflecting their reputation as swift and cunning raiders. The Honsniks were primarily associated with the West Slavic tribes, such as the Obotrites, Veleti, and Pomeranians, who inhabited the southern shores of the Baltic Sea in what is now northern Poland, Germany, and parts of Denmark between the 8th and 12th centuries. Unlike the Norse Vikings, who hailed from Scandinavia, the Honsniks emerged from the fertile yet contested lands of the southern Baltic. Their proximity to the sea and strategic location along trade routes connecting the Baltic to the North Sea and the rivers of Eastern Europe made them natural seafarers. Archaeological evidence, such as ship burials and remnants of fortified coastal settlements like Ralswiek on Rügen, suggests they were skilled shipbuilders and navigators. Seafaring and warfare. The Honsniks were renowned for their maritime prowess, operating fleets of sleek, shallow-draft vessels known as loggia or koggen, which were well-suited for both coastal raiding and long-distance trade. These ships, while distinct from Norse longships, shared similar characteristics: lightweight construction, oar and sail propulsion, and the ability to navigate both open seas and shallow rivers. This versatility allowed the Honsniks to launch surprise attacks on coastal settlements and retreat swiftly before retaliation. Their raiding tactics earned them a fearsome reputation. Chronicles, such as those by the German cleric Adam of Bremen in the 11th century, describe the Honsniks as pirates who terrorized Danish and Saxon shores. They targeted wealthy monasteries, trading hubs like Hedeby, and even ventured as far as the British Isles and the Frankish Empire. Unlike the Norse, who often sought to settle in conquered lands, the Honsniks typically focused on plunder and tribute, returning to their fortified strongholds like Arkona on Rügen or Stettin. Trade and cultural exchange. While raiding was a hallmark of their activity, the Honsniks were also integral to the Baltic trade network. Their coastal settlements, such as Volyn, often identified with the legendary Jomsborg, were bustling centers of commerce linking the amber-rich Baltic with markets in Byzantium, the Islamic world, and Western Europe. Goods like amber, furs, honey, and slaves flowed through their ports, exchanged for silver, weapons, and luxury items. The Honsniks were not isolated from their neighbors. Their interactions with the Norse, Danes, and Saxons led to cultural exchanges, evident in shared shipbuilding techniques, weapon designs, and religious practices. While many Honsniks adhered to Slavic paganism, with deities like Svetovit and Triglav, some adopted Christianity as their region came under the influence of the Holy Roman Empire by the 12th century. Society and organization. The Honsniks lived in tribal societies led by chieftains or knahas, with power often concentrated in fortified strongholds called grodi. These strongholds, built on islands or elevated terrain, served as both defensive structures and administrative centers. Social hierarchy was fluid, with warriors and traders holding high status due to their contributions to wealth and security. Women in Honsnik society likely played significant roles, as suggested by archaeological finds of richly adorned female burials, indicating wealth and status. While less is known about their daily lives compared to Norse women, Slavic sagas and chronicles hint at women occasionally participating in trade or even warfare, a parallel to the shield maidens of Viking lore. The Honsniks' prominence waned in the 11th century as the Holy Roman Empire and Christian missionaries expanded into the Baltic. The fall of key strongholds, such as Arkona in 1168 during the Wendish Crusade, marked the decline of their pagan warrior culture. Many Honsniks were absorbed into Christianized Slavic or German polities, and their distinct identity faded. However, their legacy endures in the archaeological record and regional folklore. Sites like Volin and Rügen continue to yield artifacts that speak to their maritime skill and cultural richness. The Honsniks also influenced the development of later Polish and Pomeranian states, contributing to the region's maritime tradition. The Honsniks, or Slavic Vikings, were a dynamic force in the early medieval Baltic, blending the roles of raiders, traders, and cultural intermediaries. While overshadowed by their Norse counterparts in popular history, their contributions to the maritime and economic landscape of Northern Europe were significant. By exploring their story, we gain a fuller understanding of the diverse tapestry of seafaring cultures that shaped the medieval world, proving that the Viking spirit was not exclusive to Scandinavia, but thrived among the Slavs as well.